Hello everybody. Welcome to eLearnings Forum. Today we will talk about IELTS speaking test, and we will also talk about few important information which you should pay attention to, and I'm pretty sure it will certainly improve your fundamental understanding and bring clarity on IELTS speaking test. So, let's start. Well friends, the process of IELTS speaking test is similar in general as well as academic speaking test. Usually it will be conducted a couple of days prior or a couple of days later to your LWR test. Whatever dates will be given to you, you will be informed in advance on it. And the total time frame which is allotted for one candidate is 11 to 14 minutes only, which is really a very good time frame for us. Because if it is 30 minutes, then a person might face a little difficulty in talking for such a long duration and he or she tend to commit mistake. But 15 minutes are completely fine, and I'm pretty sure we all can talk good English for at least 15 minutes since a lot of our dreams depend on these 15 minutes. So, how to do well in speaking test? Well guys, IELTS speaking test is not based on any formula which you can remember and apply to get 9 bands. It is a set of certain best practices which you can easily master if you put a little effort and if you do it on regular basis. So before we start practicing, we need to understand IELTS speaking test properly. And the first question is to understand what actually they do not look for. Pay attention, I'm not saying what actually they look for. And the answer is that they do not look for your intelligence, smartness, or experience. They are not at all interested in it because this is not a job interview. This interview is to check your level of English speaking ability, means how well you are in communicating in English. So it's always better to understand this principle at first step, and your every single plan related to practice and preparation should be around this only, where you can talk great English for at least 15 minutes. Well, I hope you know about 3 sections of IELTS speaking test. However, if you do not, let's understand this. Well, there will be 3 sections in IELTS speaking test. I'm sharing a set of real questions for your better understanding. So, section 1. In this section, you will be asked questions related to yourself, about your home or about your hometown, about your studies or about your profession, or any other simple and familiar topic. For example, how do traffic problems affect you? Or the other question is, how do most of the people travel to work where you live? You should look at these questions. These questions are very simple questions, which you can easily answer without committing any mistake. Now, section 2. Basically, it is called cue card by few people. In this section, you will be asked to speak about any topic for 1 or 2 minutes. But the good part is, you will have a minute to think and prepare the topic. You will get a small piece of paper and pen or pencil to make some notes to help you. If you wish, you can take that help and make some notes related to the given topic, and then you can start speaking. Now, let's take a look at the sample question for this section. Example, describe a game or sport you enjoy playing. And you should say what kind of game or sport it is, who you play it with, where you play it, and explain why you enjoy playing it. This is a real sample question. Now, if you pay attention, you will understand you don't need to think much on this, since everything is very much clear. Just you need to say according to the bullet points. And if you will answer all these points properly, your 2 minutes will be over. You don't actually need preparation or making notes over such an easy topic, because we speak about serious topics than this topic in our real life without any preparation and notes. Now, let's talk about section 3. This section will be around discussion topics, and the topics will have reference of section 2's topic, where examiner will ask questions and you need to answer them. Just to make it very simple to understand this, just assume that one journalist is asking questions to you and you need to answer them. and you should trust this. However, if you don't, that is great. I appreciate it. I hope after looking at these questions, probably you will do it. So let's check out the questions. There will be 2 types of topics for discussion. Number 1, children's game. Number 2, games and competition. Now, first one is children's game. And the first question is, how have games changed from the time when you were a child? And the next question is, do you think this has been a positive change and why? And the last question is, why do you think children like playing games? And the second topic is games and competition. And the questions are, how can games sometimes help to unite people? Why is competition often seen as important in today's society? Now, if you look at the relevance between Section 2 and Section 3, you will find that you spoke over a topic which was describing a game or sport you enjoy playing. In Section 3, discussion topics are children's game and games in competition. So reality is you gave a speech for 2 minutes and now you're being asked questions regarding the same, which usually happens in a press conference where people talk about an agenda or a movie, and in other half people ask questions related to this. And I think this is a similar situation with us as well. The little difference between these 2 situations are that they need to focus on the quality of the matter they are talking about, and we need to focus on the quality of the language. Now, I hope you must have received fundamental understanding about Section 2 and Section 3. Well, friends, this is an overview of IELTS speaking test. Now, let's move further and pick up the other part of the informations, which are very important before you appear for IELTS speaking test. A lot of people create mountain pressure over their head when they go for IELTS speaking test, and they kill themselves while speaking, and they ruin their speaking test. And why it happens? Because they start taking input from everyone and everywhere. And eventually, they collect a big number of ideas and they carry it day in, day out. And this is the biggest problem. And solution for this problem is absolutely simple. You just need to be relaxed. I will repeat it to you. You just need to be relaxed, because this mountain pressure will not lead you anywhere. So, rather taking pressure, you start practicing every day for 30 minutes till 10 to 15 days. Alright? The next question you might have is how to practice for it. Well, it's a bigger topic, so I would discuss it in detail in another video. So let's move on and understand important points of speaking test. Point number 1. Stop unnecessary and baseless assumptions. It can be related to anything regarding IELTS speaking test. Think practical and be practical. Point number 2. Keep your expectations low from the examiners. Don't think much about them because they are not your friends, or not your relatives, or not even in your known people. But at the same time, they are not your enemies as well. Point number 3. Be prepared for interruption by the examiners. It might happen in your case as well, so you don't need to feel bad or annoyed and break your rhythm. Because like you, they also have 11 to 14 minutes only to complete your test. So it's part of their job. So be respectful to them and move on if you are interrupted. And don't let your focus to be shifted. Now, point number 4. Take care of ROS, which is rate of speech. You don't need to speak super fast and you don't need to speak super slow as well. You always speak with a balanced speed so that they can hear you clear and understand whatever you're saying to them. Point number 5. Be prepared for repeated questions. Since topics are similar and related to each other, as we have already discussed with examples in Section 2 and Section 3 in the past. So please don't start thinking that examiner is not paying attention at you. Actually, they are following the format of the test, and you should answer the same question with a little additional information. Now, point number 6, which is very important. Be relaxed. And always remember it's a language test only. This has a set of very normal questions. and you can easily do it, alright? So well friends, this is all I have for today. If you wish to take IELTS classes online, you can talk to our trainers. We have dedicated 40 hours course for all the modules, 1 hour every day, 5 days a week. We offer one trainer for one student so that your real development can take place. If you like the video, do drop a like and subscribe our channel if you would like to support us to bring good videos for you. Also, if you would like to improve your spoken English and communication skills staying back home, please write to care@elearningsforum.com or drop a message over WhatsApp on the number on your screen. Our team will get in touch with you. Well, thank you very much for your time. You look after yourself, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep smiling.